I didn't say any of those things, and I don't like when someone tries to give words and interpret without understanding. I'm done. Hold on a minute.
But you cited what happened in the... so you're saying that it's fine for them to join NATO then?
But I don't like having my words twisted. No. I really don't.
You don't like... Well, but that's the point of an interview, isn't it? Is to discuss what you're saying.
So one of the things about me that you guys may know, if you've been following me for a while, is that sometimes I may just pop up an older video simply because of the fact that I believe my audience needs to see it, and I want to give my perspective and my thoughts on that older clip. In this clip, we're going to see the wonderful Lewis Goodall absolutely dismantle a Donald Trump bootlicker by the name of Dr. Jan Halper Hayes, and we're going to see him completely take her to the cleaners, almost to the point that she rage quits live on air. As usual, let's watch the clip in full. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and my perspective and my commentary towards the end. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into it.
I've got to turn now to, as promised, to Dr. Jan Halper Hayes, former global vice president of Republicans overseas, as advisor to Donald Trump's 2017 transition team. Dr. Halper Hayes, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Do you understand why so many in this country and in Europe more generally would have seen what happened in the Oval Office as an attempt to humiliate President Zelensky and be repulsed by it?
Well, if they watched all 53 minutes, then I don't think they will have that feeling. If they saw clips of it, which of course will be clips of J.D. Vance and Trump being very angry with Zelensky, then of course they would come to that.
Could you imagine President Trump speaking to, say, President Putin in that way? And isn't it precisely the point that he wouldn't, that is part of the problem?
Well, if President Putin pushed him the way Zelensky pushed Trump,
what did Zelensky do? What did he do that was so egregious in your view?
Well, one is that he started litigating the 2014. He said, I don't want a ceasefire.
He said he wants peace repeatedly. He just doesn't want it on Russia's terms, which you'll understand because Russia invaded his country.
But he said, I don't want a ceasefire. He made that comment to Trump.
He said he doesn't want a ceasefire if he knows that Putin is just going to renege on it a couple of months later, which is fair enough, isn't it? Because he's done that repeatedly, you will accept.
Exactly.
No, not exactly. I mean, the point is that, of course, anyone wants a ceasefire, but there's no point having a ceasefire, is there? Which is what Zelensky was saying to Trump, if Putin is just going to renege on it shortly afterwards.
And Trump was saying, how do you really know? I mean, if you're really coming from that position, that no one can guarantee anything. But if you don't move forward to get something into an agreement and then be able to put the right security.
But what has Putin said that gives you or President Trump any indication at all that he even wants a ceasefire? Putin has said he doesn't want a ceasefire at this point.
Putin is... Look, I'm not here to have an argument because you clearly have a position that I don't agree with.
What would that be? What would that position be?
Well,
I mean, we would both agree, wouldn't we, for a start, that Putin started the war?
Yeah, what I would say is that Putin legally violated international law. Morally, he thought he was right, and strategically...
But you would agree that morally he was wrong?
I know I would not agree morally he was wrong. I would agree legally he was wrong.
You would agree, you would not think that a man who literally, as we speak, still sends drone attacks to kill Ukrainian civilians is morally wrong?
Oh, and you think that Ukraine isn't doing anything to the Russians?
Ukraine didn't invade Russia. Russia invaded Ukraine. That you wouldn't agree that was morally wrong?
Okay, all right. You know what? That is 3 years ago.
Right. So if we were sat in 1942, would you have been on the radio going, "Look, don't worry about it. Hitler invaded Poland 3 years ago"?
You know what? I didn't sign on for this hypothetical discussion.
It's not hypothetical. I'm just trying to tease out the logic of what you're saying, Dr. Halper Hayes.
One is that James Baker and Thatcher and Mitterrand and Kohl, etc., had promised that NATO would not move 1 inch eastward, and that was violated.
Those
so
countries.
You want to look at all the different people that violated their agreement?
When did America start basically just sort of representing what Moscow thinks? Those countries wanted to be part of the NATO club. Your club. Are you saying that they should never have been allowed to exercise their democratic and sovereign rights as nations and join that club?
Oh, God. You know what? I don't like having my words twisted. No. I really don't.
You don't like... Well, but that's the point of an interview, isn't it? Is to discuss what you're saying. And I'm just asking you... You're saying... With respect, Doctor, I'm just trying to understand what you're saying. You're saying that those countries should never have been allowed to join NATO, and then we wouldn't have been in this situation. And I'm saying to you that surely those countries should have been allowed...
I didn't say that. Well, see, that's why... No, hold on a minute.
But you cited what happened in the... so you're saying that it's fine for them to join NATO then?
I didn't say any of those things, and I don't like when someone tries to give words and interpret without understanding. I'm done. Okay. I'm off. I don't like you.
Okay. Well, that's fine, Dr. Halper Hayes. Maybe some of the listeners won't like you, but that's fine. I'm entirely indifferent to that. I'm very grateful for your time. Dr. Jan Halper Hayes there.
Honestly, I love when Lewis Goodall presses these Donald Trump bootlickers, these Donald Trump sycophants that just don't even provide anything in terms of substance when they're speaking about Donald Trump. All they do is just bootlick the entire time. And that's exactly what took place there. That's the reason as to why she really struggled to push back against anything that Lewis Goodall was saying, because he held her to account. But not only did he hold her to account, he pressed her on issues that she just didn't have the answer to. And that's what I like. Lewis Goodall is so good at exposing the double standard with these Donald Trump fans that everybody can see, but they choose not to see. And one of the things that I constantly say on this channel is this: to be a Donald Trump supporter is to be okay with being humiliated over and over and over again. That is exactly what it is. And like I said to you guys in the beginning, this was from an older clip. This is an older clip, sorry. It was from around this time last year. If you guys remember when Zelensky had that embarrassing moment where Donald Trump and JD Vance tried to humiliate him in front of the entire world. But if anything, I believe looking back, that actually set the tone for what it is that they were going to do within the White House. Because since then, everything has just gone completely downhill. Absolutely everything has gone downhill for them. The way that it is that they're perceived on the world stage is absolutely cratered. The way that people think about them, the way that people even look at them has just completely gone down. And it's because of little things like this and these actions. And if you heard towards the end, Lewis Goodall done a really good job exposing what it is that she really thinks and what she really feels. Did you hear when she said about an agreement was made that they weren't going to expand? She basically tried to insinuate that Ukraine, the war in Ukraine happened and took place as a result of Ukraine and NATO, instead of it being about who it is really about, and it's Putin. And Lewis Goodall asked the question about would Donald Trump be the same way with Putin that he was with Zelensky? And we saw it. No, he wasn't. In fact, Donald Trump rolled out the red carpet for Putin. If we remember correctly, he rolled out the red carpet, and you've heard him say some things, you know, I'm really annoyed or I'm really upset about the way Putin, but he never would treat Putin that way. He would never treat President Xi that way. He wouldn't do that, because that's what Donald Trump is, a small man, and his followers, just like her, Halper Hayes, they are small individuals too. Absolute masterclass. Like I said, I will leave the link in the description to the full exchange if you guys want to go and check that out at some point. But I know this video is old. Like I said, it's from about this time last year. But I wanted to bring this one back to you guys because I'm telling you, people need to remember Lewis Goodall, and the way that it is that he dealt with Halper Hayes. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below, and hit the thumbs up button and also hit the subscribe button if you're interested in thoughts and perspectives like these from somebody who is on the outside looking in to what's going on in American politics. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next clip.